Let's not forget the basics. Today I'm going to show you how to make vegetable stock on Vegetarian Cooking for Carnivores. Welcome to Vegetarian Cooking for Carnivores, a meat lover's guide to fabulous vegetarian cooking. I'm Bonnie Antonini. You know, you can never underestimate the value of a good stock. It's the basis of soups, sauces, and many casseroles. Of course, in vegetarian cooking, we don't use chicken or beef broth, we use a vegetable broth. You want it to be subtle and enhance the flavor of the other ingredients, not overpower them. Of course, you can buy vegetable stock in the store, but I find it's a little heavy tasting. Plus, it's so much cheaper to make your own. One thing about me is I like to find shortcuts in my busy life. So whenever I cook anything like vegetable broth that freezes well, I make a lot of it and then freeze it in smaller amounts for future use. That way, I only cook once and I only dirty the cookware once. So today, I'm going to make 20 cups of vegetable broth. I actually would make even more, except I like to freeze it in ½ cup and 1 cup amounts, and I'm limited to how many freezer containers I have. Don't bother writing down the recipe for now. The recipe will be printed at the end of the video where you can pause and copy it then. For now, just watch and listen. The first thing you'll need is a large stock pot filled with 20 cups of water. Then you're going to thoroughly wash your vegetables. Use a vegetable brush to get into all the nooks and crannies. You'll need 2 yellow onions and cut them into quarters. Actually, discard the outside of the onion too. Four stalks of celery sliced into 2-inch slices. 4 large carrots, or 8 smaller carrots, and you can include the tops on those as well if you like, and slice those up into 1½ to 2-inch slices. 2 red apples cut into quarters, and then 4 large russet potatoes. I just cut the potatoes into quarters. Now the last thing I'm going to add is 2 bay leaves and 24 peppercorns. Now I'm just going to take the pot over to the stove and over a high heat, bring it up to a full boil. Once the water's to a full boil, turn the heat down to a medium-low and simmer for about an hour with a lid covering it and slightly cracked to allow steam to escape. Once the broth has simmered for an hour, just turn off the heat, remove the lid, and allow to cool. So now I just fish out the vegetables with a large strainer and then fill my freezer containers with ½ cup to 1 cup amounts, since most recipes use increments of those. Unfortunately, I still haven't found a good use for the boiled vegetables, so I just add those to the compost pile. And that's it. It's a snap to make your own broth, and think of the money you'll save. As usual, the recipe will be at the end of the video where you can push pause and copy it. It will be for the amount that I made today, but if you want to cut it in half, the math is easy to calculate. I'm Bonnie Antonini, and we'll see you next time on Vegetarian Cooking for Carnivores.